Mike, we're continuing our What I Love About Comics video series.
Got him. Got him good.
Kind of want to restart, but we'll just edit it out. Mike, we're continuing our What I Love About Oh, actually, that's not going to give me enough time to edit out. All right. Just starting in. All right. 5. Mike, we're continuing our What I Love About Comics video series that will be continuing throughout the year. What's another thing you love about comics?
Well, honestly, Steve, right now, one of the things I love about comics is the huge diversity of titles that's coming out. You can find something for anyone, any tastes. In particular, I find that this is shown when you look at the current crop of comics that Image Comics is currently putting out. I mean, I don't care what you like. They have a comic for everyone. You're a fan of superhero comics? You don't find much better superhero comics than, say, Invincible by Robert Kirkman of Walking Dead fame. Oh, you like horror? You may have heard of that TV show, Walking Dead. I think it's becoming a little bit of a phenomenon. A couple people have heard of it. Started out as an Image comic, still coming out more than 12 times a year by Robert Kirkman. You want something a little bit different, not quite zombies? You've got Nailbiter. Josh Williamson's writing that. What's it about? How about serial killers? It's about serial killers that all come from one town, and why are they created there? What's going on? Why does this one town of Buckaroo create more serial killers than any place else in the world? And Nailbiter, of course, is the name of their most recent, most infamous serial killer. He would kill his victims, but not before capturing them and chewing their nails down to the bone. A little bit of dark, but that's okay. You don't want something so dark? How about you like fantasy? What do you want? You want Rat Queens? Straight D&D fantasy with strong female characters coming back out in a month or so by Kurt Vibe. And you don't quite want that? How about something a little closer to Earth? Birthright by Josh Williamson. You've got a kid who disappeared from Earth and a year later comes back, but for him it's been 15 years that he spent in this fantasy world where dragons exist, trolls, etc. He was the chosen one to fight the great evil, the God King Lor, who was taking over. And now he's back on Earth, not a 9-year-old anymore, but an adult. He's trying to deal with his family and stopping Lor from taking over the world. Oh, but there's one slight problem. He wasn't the chosen one. He's been taken by Lor. You want something a little closer to realistic than that even? Yeah, Black Magic by Greg Rucka and Nicola Scott. A police detective who happens to be a Wiccan in a world where magic actually works. How's that for cool? Or you could go with Seven to Eternity by Rick Remender. Great fantasy quest story. 6 people capture the evil king who has controlled the entire world. And now those 6 have to take him away to eternity, to an area where he will not be able, or they will be able to strip him of his powers without killing everyone that's under his thrall. Or you could go with Autumn Lands. In the future, magic exists. All the animals are sentient. Humans are no more. Except for one who's been called into this world where magic is dying out to bring magic back. One slight problem. He has no idea how to do that. He's a soldier. So that's getting slightly science fiction-y. That's okay, because we've got great science fiction, too. You got Black Science by Rick Remender, Lazarus by Greg Rucka, Saga by Vaughn and Staples. Now, Saga has been described as Lord of the Rings meets Star Wars, and they fight. Lazarus, hard science fiction. The 1% has become the 0.01%. Corporations rule the world. Lazarus is the story of one person, Forever Carlyle. She is the Carlyle family and the Carlyle Corporation's Lazarus, an almost immortal warrior that they have created. And she's trying to protect her family and their rights against the other corporations, while you still learn a lot about the world and how most of the people are serfs, if not, if they're lucky, and considered waste if they're not. Black Science, Rick Remender's book, travels back and forth between all of the dimensions. Multiple worlds exist, parallel universes, then you can find anything. Well, if I can cross between dimensions, can I find a world where uranium, because we need some, is easy to find? Or where this is easy to find? Sure. What happens when people start plundering other dimensions for their dimensions? And once you've got that cat out of the box, how do you put it back in? That's Black Science. If you'd rather have something even more realistic, spy type stuff, you've got books like Velvet, James Bond as a period piece from the 70s, but James Bond is actually Miss Moneypenny, the female who knows everything that goes on, now goes out into the cold to solve murders and a mystery that's going deep into the heart of the spy community. Or Deadly Class by Rick Remender. That's about a bunch of kids in high school. And it's a special high school, you know, sort of like the School for Performing Arts, except they're a school for assassins. Every one of the main characters is a killer and a teenager. It's set in the 80s, very high, strong 80s vibe. And let's see how these teenagers live their life without parents while they're being taught that they have to kill each other. Or if you prefer something even a little more close to realistic, you've got Kirkman, well, originally Kirkman's, now written by Andy Diggle, Thief of Thieves. Yeah, what's Thief of Thieves? You've got the master thief, ultimate heist movie. That's what Thief of Thieves is. That's the main character. But he wants out of the life. He's tired of being the top thief. He can steal anything except the life he once had. And we're going to follow him as he tries to get out of thievery and keeps getting pulled back in. That's just a touch of what they've got. There's other things that don't even really define classification. Bitch Planet, science fiction social commentary. Monstrous, that's straight fantasy, beautiful artwork. I really can't describe it easily. It's too deep and in-depth. Likewise, The Wicked and Divine, which is one of your favorite books, Steve. Kieran Gillen and Jamie McKelvey tell a story of what if the gods are real, and every generation or so, every 90 years they come back. What would they be like? Especially when you find out that they know that they're only going to be alive for 2 years and then they're dead again. If that's happening right now, what are they? They're social media stars? They're rock gods? They're people that are going to die really soon. Infinite power, very finite lifespan. Or, you know, you've got Curse Words, which just started. That's by Charles Soule and Ryan Brown. If things work out right, they will be here for a signing later on this year. What's that about? That's a fantasy book so far. We're only on issue 1, so it's hard to say exactly. But the main character is a wizard. He has magic powers. His name is Wizord. He came to Earth to conquer it for his bosses in the worlds where magic works, where dragons and trolls live. But there was one problem. He got here and he found out what it was like to be free. And so he decided, this is fun. He's used his powers to make himself powerful. He's not a good guy, but he is the main character. And now he's fighting back against his former boss and minions that are coming here to find out why he hasn't taken over Earth yet. Or then you've got things like Chew. I can't even begin to describe Chew other than it's eclectic, it's weird, it's great fun. Yeah, to start off, you've got an avian flu that kills millions of people. It's linked to eating chicken, so chicken is illegal. The FDA has become the most powerful government force because of this. And one of their main agents is Tony Chew, who every time he eats something, he sees the past of what he ate. Then there's flaming letters that appear in the sky around the Earth one day in an alien language. And from there, the book gets weird. Like I said, I could go on for hours. There are tons of books that Images is doing right now. There's something for any tastes. You just have to find it. We'll be glad to help you. One of the great things about it is just about everything's available in trade also. So if you're starting something that's been around for a little while, like Walking Dead or Invincible, you can get everything and get caught up to the story immediately. If you're starting something like Curse Words, hey, issue 1's on the stand. Not that hard to get caught up. We'd love to help you try something new. This is one of the reasons that I love comics.
All right. Thank you, Mike. We'll see you next time.
See ya.